Everybody, it's time for Talking with Topher, episode 220. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this June 20th, 2024. And again, look at how many of you are coming back for more. So many people. I appreciate it so much. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. All of my subscribers out there, you are the reason that I keep coming back week after week. So go ahead and copy that Linktree link and send it to everybody you know. All right, help me spread this thing and make it even bigger than it is today. I appreciate it. And of course, if you're new, popping by, checking it out, you got to hit that subscribe button. And so one thing I'm asking everybody to do, it is the easiest thing for you to do because it's free and it really does help the podcast grow. And then, of course, if you want your opportunity to be on the podcast, you want to tell your story, and maybe there's a story that needs to be heard, very simple. talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. Go ahead and send an audio, video, or type it out. Make sure you send it over to the email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, don't forget about the Linktree. It's in the description below the video, so go ahead and click that. Find everything TwT. It's just that easy. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe and follow. And then, of course, copy that link, share it with everybody you know, and help spread the podcast around. All right? I appreciate it. And now, let's get into today's podcast. What's happening, everybody? It has been a wild time. One of the things that I've been dealing with that I haven't been capable of talking about is coming to an end. So I'm very excited. There has been a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, let's just say. And when the time is right, there'll be a full episode on it. That's right. There's enough content in this one incident to make a full episode. So we'll be releasing that. It's probably going to come out July. So I'm very excited that it's coming to a close and that I can finally move forward. A giant weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. And once I release the information on it, you will all understand. But man, it has been a wild ride. One of the other things I was dealing with, things have finally turned around. So hopefully I'll be able to talk about that in the future. And then, life in itself has just been going forward. It just keeps moving forward, and that's what I keep doing. And now I'm just focusing on me and my wife and our health, and we're focusing in on it, and we're going to change things around. There are always things that need to be updated, changed, or dialed in. It is never over. I am never satisfied with where I'm at, and I think I say that because I believe most of us out there feel the same way. When people are making themselves better, you're never done making yourself better because you can always reflect on what you did wrong throughout your entire life and constantly change it for the better and for your future. So I always consider myself a work in progress with my addiction, with my health, with my physical, everything. Everything is always a work in progress because there's always more work to be done. And now that, my wife is getting on board, we're going to do some things. We're going to get some blood panels done. We're changing ourselves. We are going to be two healthy individuals by the time we hit 50. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of discipline. But I am really excited because it's one thing when you're doing it by yourself, but when your significant other or your partner joins in it really ramps up the excitement. I don't know if it's as exciting for her as it is for me, but for the person that's been doing it, and you may have a household of two people doing it at the same time. You may have a household like me where one's doing it and the other one's just kind of, I don't know about that. So when the other person gets involved, it just makes it so much more exciting and fun. It makes it even more exciting for myself because now it's like, oh, okay, well, I know what works for me, so let's try and get it to work for you. But now there's all these new things I want to try, and let's try them together, you know? So I think it's going to be very exciting, very fun, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't think that 2024 is going to be my favorite year right now, but I will have to say that out of everything going on in my life, a couple of these things are finally dwindling, and the light at the end of the tunnel is very visible, and I'm very excited to see where the rest of this month takes me. So I don't know, just keep in the game, everybody. That's what I'm doing. I just keep in the game, you know, no matter how hard everything gets, no matter how much I struggle, no matter how mad I get, no matter how aggravated I am, at the end of the day, I still do what's necessary to stay off of alcohol, to keep my sobriety where it is, and to keep my head above water always. And it's not easy. I get dunked under water. I can't breathe for a little bit, but you know what? I relax and I sit down and I lose hundreds of hours of sleep. But at the end of the day, you know, it's really nice to be able to have acquired so much discipline in myself that I know even when I get mad and I lose my temper and I freak out, I know that it's coming from a good place now. It's not coming from a place where I'm just jealous and angry and feeling low about myself. So I'm making myself feel better by dwindling somebody else down. Now it comes from a place of caring and knowing. And so therefore the anger can actually be explained, the upsetness, the disappointment. And when you can actually do these things, man, it changes everything. Because now it's not just anger for no reason. It's literally coming from a place that I know is caring and concerned for the person that it's directed towards, and I can think more clearly about it. Do I get upset with myself because I still kind of lose my shit, let's just say? I don't know, it might be a little early for that word, but it's okay. It's okay, because when you're working on yourself and you slip, you just gotta pick up from that slip and work on it a little bit harder. And that's all I keep doing. Every time I slip a little bit with my anger, I refocus my energy on that anger and I try to figure out what's up, what's going on. And I work on it and I work on it and I work on it. And that's all I keep doing. I just keep working on myself. So now I'm very excited. There's going to be more things to look forward to and more biohacking. So I'm very excited because I want to do some more biohacking for sure. With that all being said, let's take a quick break so you can hear from my sponsor. June is finally here, and it's time to slow down and soak up the summer vibes. And where better to do that than at Slowdown Clothing? Visit slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com to discover a world of laid-back beach essentials and summer styles that will have you looking and feeling cool all season long. From cozy beach towels to stylish swim trunks, Slowdown Clothing has everything you need to make a splash this summer. And for the little ones, we've got a fantastic selection of kids' hats and more. Perfect for those family beach days. But wait, there's more. Treat yourself to a range of our trendy t-shirts, hats, pins, socks, and so much more. Express your unique style and slow down in comfort and fashion. And here's the cherry on top. Use promo code TOPHER at checkout and enjoy an extra 10% off your entire purchase. That's right. Save big this June at Slowdown Clothing with promo code TOPHER. So what are you waiting for? Embrace the summer spirit, refresh your wardrobe, and chill out in style with Slowdown Clothing. Visit slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com today. And don't forget to use promo code TOPHER for that exclusive 10% off your entire purchase. Slow down, unwind, and let your style shine this summer with Slow Down Clothing. Well, I'm back, everybody. What's happening? Took a quick break, and it's time for Topher's Topics. Yeah, we're going to have some fun. The first thing that I want to bring up would be Louisiana legislature approves bill to classify abortion pills as controlled substances. Now, I don't want to get too much into this article, but this is aggravating, everybody. This is aggravating, and it should aggravate everybody. What? How are you allowed to turn a non-controlled drug into a controlled drug? This is a drug for everybody. This is, for that one guy last week, to feed your girlfriend contraceptive without her knowledge, absolutely 100% wrong, and should not be doing that to anybody. That's like bumping her down the stairs. You know what I mean? You can't do that. But these drugs are legal. They've been around forever, right? When we figured out birth control, it helped so many people tremendously. And to now label this as a controlled drug as if it's an illegal substance is crazy to me. It's wild, everybody. I don't know. I think I used crazy too much in a past couple weeks. It's wild. What are we doing? What is happening? What is wrong with these people in charge? They do not think like us. They do not want the same things as us. So why? Why are they doing this, right? I think this is absolutely 100% wrong. We need to have abortions. We need to have ways to help people that are having child pregnancy problems, and we need to be able to help them, guide them through a proper way to make sure that the mother is healthy enough to give birth. And if there's major complications, that child has to go. It has to go. The person that is already here needs to be able to stay here. And if you put somebody in a predicament where their life is in danger because you're saying that it's murdering a child, well, then you're the wrong person for me. You're the wrong person for me. We need to look at this as more than just killing a life. We need to look at it as a way to keep people healthy and alive and making sure that the woman carrying the baby is going to make it all the way to term, and then it would be okay. Now, these pills, people have oopsies. There's nothing wrong with it. There's never been anything wrong with it. I'm sorry. I disagree with everybody out there who thinks that as soon as you come inside of a woman, now all of a sudden you are pregnant with child, and that is a human being. That is not true. That is two different cells making their way together to make one cell. By the time you take that pill and take care of whatever you want to take care of, that is not a thing anymore. It's not a thing. It's cells. The cells do not make up the thing. The thing from the cell, when the cells come together, then they make a thing. But it takes time for the thing to become it. It doesn't just happen. So them making this a controlled substance, I think should be illegal. We have gone way overboard with this abortion thing. We have gone way too far state to state. And just like marijuana and all drugs, psilocybin, LSDs, MDMA, all of them, Special K, everything should be legalized through the federal government. If there was anything that the federal government could fucking do for us that would be helpful, it would be taking care of the abortions, taking care of the contraceptives, and legalizing all of this stupid shit that means nothing today except for lining the government's pockets with more money for putting us in jail for no reason. That's it. You know? So I disagree with this. I think the state-to-state thing was wrong, and I don't know exactly why this is all gotten this way or why Roe v. Wade was dropped. But this needs to stop. The states are out of hand. They're crazy. And obviously, they needed the federal government to be regulating this because I don't think state to state works. Because, man, we have got a different view of the United States of America from state to state. And I know that's what makes America great. I think that's what makes America stupid. I think it is. There's certain things that I think it definitely is the greatest country on the face of this planet. I am happy to be here. But at the end of the day, our government is not for our people, and that's what we all need to wake up and realize. This is wild, everybody. So recently, Bedford, Mass, couple dead after daughter says she shot her parents. District attorneys say. This just happened on June 6th, everybody. This is wild. Absolutely crazy. So real quick, I don't know if they're going to get too into it because this could be an article beforehand, but there's been a small update. They were in a car. She was in the back seat, and she like execute styled them from the back seat of the car. I mean, this girl is 24 years old and literally executed both of her parents. One of them, I believe, left the car and made it quite a distance before finally succumbing to their injuries. I'm not sure if it was the mom or dad, but man, what is going on today, everybody? Let's check it out.
Learned some new and disturbing details from this arraignment about how the suspect allegedly shot her parents in their heads as they were picking her up to take her out to breakfast. 24-year-old Jessica Cavallaro is facing several charges, including 2 counts of murder. The prosecutor this afternoon says she shot her mother and father, both 56 years old, in their car shortly before 9 this morning.
Jesus.
Cavallaro had just come home from work, and her parents arrived to pick her up and take her to breakfast, according to the prosecutor. Cavallaro got into the back seat, allegedly shooting both victims in their heads. The mother pronounced dead at the scene. Her father died later at the hospital. Now, the victims lived elsewhere in Bedford, and the landlord who we talked with recalls them fondly.
Wow, that's horrible.
They've been my tenants for 20 years, and they've always been pleasant and understanding when we had to get work done, etc. Good people.
Now, after allegedly shooting the 2 victims, Cavallaro went back into the home where she lived. She was living with her boyfriend's family, and she told her boyfriend's father what she had done, the gun apparently coming from the boyfriend's safe.
Oh,
according
no.
to the court paperwork. Now, a plea of not guilty was entered on her behalf. She is being held without bail, and she will undergo a mental health evaluation.
Oh, my God, everybody. What? How is she putting in a plea of not guilty? Like, I completely understand you're not guilty till proven innocent, but you literally went back to your boyfriend's house where you stole the gun, and you're like, I just shot my parents in the head with your son's gun. I don't think that's a not guilty plea. I mean, what do you think? Holy shit, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys out there. I don't know about anybody, but I couldn't even fathom this. I've been so mad at my parents. I mean, when I was 18, man, we used to fight, and I couldn't wait to get out of the house. But never once in my life has the thought of taking out both my parents ever crossed my mind. What could have been that bad, right? Did they take away her phone? Well, they're like, we're not paying for your social media account anymore. She like lost it. Oh my God. It's horrible. It's so sad, but this is the world we live in today. And you can't write this stuff, man. This stuff is crazy. All right. So this is also pretty recent. Human remains unearthed from backyard of conquered home. I mean, what is happening right now in this world that we're living in?
The cops showed up Thursday afternoon and did some investigating in the house.
Neighbor Russell Smith said the police presence grew as the night went on and stayed until Saturday.
They all came out and they started digging right at the foundation of this house.
This house recently purchased by a house flipping company, according to another nearby neighbor on Russell Street.
Oh.
Smith says police were wearing hazmat suits as they were digging up around the home, even using heavy equipment at one point to help. He explained the scene when we spoke with him on Sunday.
It looked like they found something Saturday afternoon around 2-ish, 2:30, and about an hour later they started packing up.
Concord police say they found human remains buried in the backyard of the home on Saturday.
Wow.
Police say the investigation is active and ongoing, but have not expanded on what led them to search the property.
Well, good news, everybody. I can expand on it because we already have an update of who the person was found on this property. And it turns out that it's a missing man.
New at noon, investigators say they now know the name of the man whose remains were found in the backyard of a Concord home earlier this month. The remains of 49-year-old Anthony Munier of Concord have been moved to the New Hampshire Medical Examiner's office. The cause of death is currently under investigation, and police say there are no threats to the public related to this case. Anybody with information, though, should call Concord Police.
Wow. What? Holy smokes, man. So this guy went missing, and I don't know who that house belonged to before this remodeling company purchased it, but I mean, obviously whoever owned that place, they must have moved, right? Sold the place, abandoned it, got evicted, bank took it back, something happened, right? For somebody else to be able to take that house over. So I got my first sunburn. It's so itchy. Excuse me. But yeah, so I mean, this is just crazy, right? You take back a house, you buy a house, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna remodel this thing, and then all of a sudden you're like digging up the yard, cleaning things up, and you're like, wait a minute, this looks peculiar. And then all of a sudden you're picking up human remains out of the backyard. Oh, man, this is going to be a crazy story once they figure out who did it and what's going on. But, yeah, I guess this guy's been missing for quite some time, so pretty wild, man. I don't even I mean, the stuff going on today is just out of control. So, anybody see this recently? This is an acetylene tank explodes in a car, seriously injuring man in Massachusetts town. This car is demolished, everybody. And I thought it was like a propane tank or a gasoline tank. Like, I get worried about having those in my car, even though I have a gas tank attached to my car. But I always drive with my trunk wide open until if I'm going to get propane, I just go get the propane, come home. If I'm going to get gas, I go and get the gas and I come home. Anything else I got to do in between that, it's not happening. I tie the trunk wide open so it can breathe the entire time. So I don't even understand, because an acetylene tank, as far as I know, is like a welding tank. So how does it explode in your car? I mean, did he have it in there for days?
A man is being treated for serious injuries after a tank of welding gas he had in his vehicle exploded. This happened in Holden this morning. That's according to Massachusetts fire officials. The state fire marshal's office says the man was pulled out from underneath the car by his neighbors. This happened in the area of 216 Brattle Street. The man was taken to a nearby hospital. He is expected to be okay. The explosion is believed to be accidental, but the incident is being investigated. The car was parked at the time of that explosion.
So it was parked? So was he getting in it and starting it? Did you leave an actual tank of flammable gas in your car overnight with the windows in the trunk with this heat? Holy shit. And then that was the problem. Like, what did you think? Like, most people who carry around those tanks, they have them in an open bed of a truck. They're standing straight up and they're tied down. So they can't bounce, they can't slide, they don't do anything. And you're not supposed to be transporting those tanks unless they're standing upright. You have to have them upright. I don't know the exact reason. I think it's because if they're laying down, the part that you turn on the gas, the nozzle, if that thing slides and it smacks that nozzle, it turns those tanks into a rocket, and they can blow through the side of a building. So what I know about transporting acetylene and or just tanks of gas, it could be nitrous oxide, it could be anything. They're supposed to be tied, standing upright, and not in an enclosed area. So this guy did everything wrong. And, it's very unfortunate. It is fortunate that he lived. But, I mean, is this on the deserving scale of a 10? I think so. Because, I mean, that's obviously your fault. You stored the tank incorrectly. It was in a trunk. It was hot as hell. And, you starting the car probably could have reacted it. It was probably leaking gas, Jesus, what a scary, scary thing to have happen. And this is why I take all the precautions I take when I'm just getting propane or gasoline for my lawnmower or my grill. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be careful. Now, this is I've never seen anything like this. This is insane to even witness. Driver dead after SUV careens off Boston intersection onto roadway below. Now, I'm going to show you the article. It's right here. But the Commissioner Burke briefs the media on a fatal car accident and fire on the exit ramp of Ramp 16 of I-93 North. A vehicle crashed into the barrier of a Mass Ave connector and fell approximately 40 feet onto the exit ramp. The Massachusetts State Police are investigating. So check this video out, everybody, because this is wild. Now, watch the screen, watch this red truck, and watch. Boom! It comes out of nowhere. There was no sign of stopping. That car must have been going 50 miles an hour? I mean, just the bang. Woo! Everybody, look at, and you can take a look at the next couple clips. This is your transmission, and this is the passenger side arm for your wheel. That's the rotor right there. The rotor, the control arm, and the whole mechanism that held on that entire wheel just exploded off of the vehicle as they careen through this barricade. Look at it up close. You can see it, all the gears. I mean, that's the rim, everybody. That is what's left of the rim on the rotor. Jesus Christ, there's the control arm right there. Holy shit, man. Oh, that was the drive shaft. Holy shit, dude, that's the drive shaft. Wow. Wow, and that's them down below cleaning up the debris. This is one tow truck with most of the car on it, or SUV, and then that's what's left of it on the second flatbed, everybody. Look, I don't know what's going on out there. I got my car taken away from me by somebody running a stop sign, and I'm still very upset about it. It only happened a couple weeks ago now, but this is crazy. Was this, my thought was somebody not paying attention, maybe looking at something on the phone, maybe in a hurry, maybe made a bad call, maybe looked up too late, didn't even realize that they were coming onto that I don't know how you don't know if you're coming onto that intersection or not, because if you drive anywhere enough, you know where you're going, you know what the roads are, you know where to stop and go and do all these things. So some people think that this was a suicide attempt. Like they just gave up on life and just pushed the pedal to the metal and just went for it, you know? And if they were suicidal and that's exactly what this was, I guess they did a good job, because they're dead. They are dead. They careened through that going, I have to say, almost 50 miles an hour, if not faster, and then smashed off of that and fell down 40 feet. That is not a small fall. Even out of your vehicle, just jumping that, you risk major bodily injury. So, woo, man, I saw that and I was like, holy shit, man. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Man, people just don't know how to drive, and it is very scary. Now, U.S. says Russia launched a space weapon into the path of an American satellite. So now we are literally causing space wars, which is why probably Donald Trump created the space war fleet or something. I don't know. We got something that's supposed to, help us in space when we start having wars out there. We got to have an affiliation, because we got to get prepared for something that hasn't happened yet. But it looks like it may be changing. The United States said Russia likely launched a counter space weapon into the same orbit as U.S. government satellite, and Moscow rejected Wednesday as disinformation. Of course they did. The latest clash between Moscow and Washington came as the Kremlin kicked off the exercises to simulate use of tactical nuclear weapons in a likely signal to the West against deeper involvement in the Ukraine. Look, these wars are getting out of control. They're getting out of control, and supposedly there was another rumor that I'm going to release again, because I heard it, I read it, it was in the news, but Biden said that Ukraine could use U.S. missiles to hit within Russia. What are you talking about? We need to stop helping Ukraine. Look at Ukraine's past. They were evil, nasty fucking people. They're still kind of evil, nasty people today as well. Russia should be able to do what they want to do. Ukraine should be able to try and defend themselves if they can, but America should keep their fucking nose out of it. We should not be getting this involved. This is stupid. And then to top it off, you got Israel causing a genocide, and we keep handing them more shit, and we keep allowing them to do it, and they keep saying, we're going to arrest Netanyahu. Yeah, not until he's out of fucking office, and if he keeps this war up and he keeps everything going, he's just going to automatically be put back into the seat. So, again, they are grasping at straws and murdering thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people that Israel has slaughtered and caused a genocide. And we're still sitting here going, well, at least I'll get to keep my seat. Oh, that's not the way we're supposed to think about these things, everybody. No, we're not. This is crazy. He will never stop Hamas. Ukraine will probably never win. And America needs to focus on America and stop worrying about everybody else, because the more we get involved, the messier everything gets, and the more people keep dying. That's all I see. That's all I see. Let's see here. 1X Eve's humanoid robot masters task chaining, nears autonomous work. What? So now we are getting closer and closer to these humanoids becoming autonomous. Doesn't this seem like it's too early for all of this? Like, here's my thing. AI now is helping out insurance companies turn down people's policies. AI is now also helping renters, landlords, pick their renters and choose their price for rent. I just think even though this has been around for a couple years, it's still too early to allow it to do all of these things. I was just listening to Ben Greenfield this morning when I was mowing my lawn, and what he was going over was AI in the medical industry. Now, AI, as from a physician's point of view, they are not allowed to use it for medical diagnosis. That is wrong. It is not to say that you can't ask AI, I got these symptoms, this is how I'm feeling, can you give me a medical diagnosis? You are allowed to do that personally. You are not allowed to do that as a physician for a patient, just to clarify. Why? Because it's not ready, right? It cannot give you medical advice from a physician's point of view. So why are we allowing it to cancel insurance policies? Why are we allowing it to maybe do things on its own? Why are we allowing it to pick our rent and our jobs and all the other things that it's doing for all these companies out there, right? I don't understand. I still think it's too early for this. It may not be calculating quite correctly or in the people's best interest. Because if the people that are programming it are the corporations, then AI is working for the corporations, not the people. So again, another tool for these assholes to justify what they do to us. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But let's check out this video.
Hey Eve, could you and your friends tidy up here? We have some visitors coming.
Whoa. I mean, there's not much to clean up. That place is really clean. And why did she just throw her jacket on the floor? Huh. Is this one cleaning the table? No, you gotta get it. You gotta get it, buddy. Is he pushing in the chair? What? I mean, pushing in a chair. You didn't even wipe up the puddle. Come on. What's this one doing? Getting everybody water for the meeting. Bring drinks to the meeting room. Yep. I mean, they're just going around doing very simplistic things in an extremely clean room with no obstacles to go around. This doesn't prove to me that this is autonomous just yet, but I guess it's slowly getting there because they look like they were programmed to do these things, right? And now they're just doing them. So is that really autonomous? Oh, he's going to take her dish. Oh, what a good little robot. I don't know, everybody. This is really not enough for me to say whether or not they are working autonomously. Yeah, sure, he gave it one command. Okay, fine. You gave it one command, but all of these things that they're doing have been programmed into the system, and now, yeah, they're doing it on their own, but they didn't learn it on their own. I think when the actual machine and AI start learning on its own and doing things that we don't program it to do, that's when we can officially say that it's going autonomous. if it's just doing simple tasks that were already programmed on its own by a simple command, is that really autonomous, or is that just the programming taking over? I don't know. I think, like I said, it's too early. It's too early to say a lot of these things right now. But hey, let's keep it going. Google's new AI search shakes up the industry, leaving publishers in a dilemma. So what I'm assuming is that, I'm not going to assume. Publishers worry about website traffic as a result of Google's use of artificial intelligence to summarize search results. Publishers dread Google's AI search features. In a major update to this top search engine in the world for 25 years, the internet behemoth revealed on Tuesday that it will begin providing artificial intelligence generated responses to online searches. Now, what I have learned about this is that what's happening is a lot of people, right, have spent a lot of time and money and energy trying to figure out the algorithm, right? We all do. We're all trying to figure it out. Sometimes I get one that pops. Sometimes I think one's going to pop and it doesn't. That's just the way it is. Every now and then, I put something in that I don't think is going to do anything, but I had one key word in there that everybody was searching for the day. You don't know what the word of the day is going to be. But some people spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours just doing that one thing. And that's all they do. So they figure it out. They make a YouTube channel. They get the YouTube channel out there. They found out what people are searching and how they're searching for it. And this goes for hundreds of thousands of YouTube channels. They picked out one in particular that was, for redesigning or reorganizing your room. And, it had all kinds of information on it. And they've literally built a life off of this using the Google search results as a benefit towards themselves by figuring out how people search it. This new AI changes all of that, because now everything that you learned that you did that was working no longer works. AI has full control over the search engine. It's changing the algorithm and it's doing different things. Now the channels that were getting lots of pop, lots of views, lots of monetization are now getting nothing. That's the problem. So everybody's scrambling to try and figure out how to get that back. And it is going to be a very difficult problem to solve because, again, once the AI gets to a point where it can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, we are not going to have control over it. Therefore, we don't know what it's going to do. So when I thought this was going to ruin all kinds of jobs for people, the jobs that I see it potentially ruining is not the jobs I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be able to podcast forever. This is going to fuck up the podcasting world. This is going to fuck up everything. All your search engines, all the online stores, everybody who has now moved to online and gotten away from big box or being out there or having to drive for work, and you put yourself in your home and doing your own thing, that could be messed with. AI could find a way to stop your monetization. So the way I'm looking at this now is that there is going to be literally nothing for us to do, which is crazy to think about. I thought this was going to take away dangerous jobs, hard jobs, jobs nobody wants to do. And instead, it's taking away those. It's taking away white collar jobs. It's taking away blue collar. It's taking away mid-class. It's taking away your online. It's taking away shopping. AI is going to change everything, the way we know it, the way we see it, and the way that we take it in. And I'm telling you right now, today, June 20th, 2024, we do not know what our future is going to look like. We don't. There's no way. Because once this thing goes autonomous, we have no idea what it's actually thinking. We don't. We know what we programmed it to do, but we don't know where it's going to take our programming. We don't. So, AI-backed robots roll through Seattle construction site, speeding build process and improving safety. I'm really hoping that we get a video, bot or not. This special series explores the evolving relationship between humans and machines, examining the ways that robots, artificial intelligence, and automation are impacting our work and lives. Look at these little robots. So these little robots are going to go through this construction site, and they're going to, look it over and tell us, project manager powered by AI, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's check it out. So let's see here. There's the robots. This is the construction. And I can't play the sound, but yeah, you can see the robot. It's autonomous robots capture the entire job site every week. So they literally go through and they find any hazards, and they go through rooms and they scope it out, and they're basically looking through with a fine-tooth comb, the details. Look at it go upstairs. Isn't that wild? You see it go up the stairs? Look at this. Wow. Okay, I was not expecting that. Holy shit. So it goes around, probably finds hot spots, maybe enables construction teams to identify, coordinate, and execute. Yeah. So imagine, right? Back in the day, I'm going to hit pause real quick. Actually, I don't have to. Imagine back in the day when you had to actually walk through a building, room to room to room to room. They stay on time, on budget. That's great. But you would have to go and find those details. You would have to figure out if you needed more plumbing or more support or more anything, right? You would have to do that. Job site safety supercharged with AI, preventing injuries and saving lives, because they are automatically looking at something that could get somebody injured. These are the things that I'm excited about. This is a good thing. Having safety at work, having, less people to go over the whole entire operation and figure out what's left. How much more product do we need? Is this floor safe for a human to be on? How many, and I've known somebody personally that worked on construction, and when they're working on stairwells, they're not always marked properly. And I know somebody that fell 4 stories and shattered the whole lower half of their body. And he's been in a wheelchair ever since. I think it happened when we were like 24. So to see them being used for this, I think, is very exciting. And this is the stuff that I want to see with our AI and the robots right now. I think this is where they need to be, what they need to be doing. Everything else is going to come, obviously, because they're not stopping working on that either. But I think this part of the AI and the humanoids and the robots is probably the better half of where we're going with everything right now. I think the other stuff is too early, but I think this stuff is right on time. I think this is a good move in the right direction. So I'm starting to lose my voice, everybody. Here we go. AI's HER error has arrived. Let's hear what they got to say.
New version of ChatGPT-4, that's their latest and greatest model. It's going to be called GPT-4o.
I'm interested in this general idea that we should design a future that humans and AIs can sort of use together.
Whatever's going on, it seems like you're in a great mood. Care to share the source of those good vibes?
Yeah, no, the reason I'm in a really good mood is because we were doing a presentation showcasing how useful and amazing you are.
Oh, stop it. You're making me blush.
With the recent advancements in artificial intelligence, particularly in language processing and emotional recognition,
Whoa.
Our virtual companions are becoming eerily lifelike. Sophisticated AI assistants are blurring the line between human and machine interaction. We're entering a new chapter where AI can understand, respond to, and potentially even form emotional connections with us. The OpenAI HER era is here, and it promises to change the way we interact with technology forever. Let's dive in. How it all started. Earlier this month, OpenAI introduced two major updates: a new AI model called GPT-4o and a desktop version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
These advancements are significant for both everyday users and businesses, as generative AI continues to revolutionize various industries. As an improved version of the already powerful GPT-4 model, GPT-4o offers more advanced features and better performance, further pushing the boundaries of what AI can do for businesses. This new model represents a technological leap forward, enhancing the capabilities of the original GPT-4. It is designed to understand and generate human-like text even better than before. This improvement means that GPT-4o can accurately understand complex instructions, provide more relevant answers, and generate higher quality content. Now, OpenAI has unveiled a new AI named HER, a chatbot technology that can talk, laugh, and even sing like a human. OpenAI introduced this updated version of their AI voice assistant during an event in San Francisco. HER builds on the capabilities of their previous AI model, GPT-4o, offering even more possibilities. HER opens up new ways for people to interact with machines in a more natural and human-like manner. What exactly is HER?
And we're going to stop the video right there, because if you guys want to check it out, you absolutely can. The link is going to be in the description below. That was 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It's 12 minutes and 22 seconds. This is absolutely mind-blowing and wild. I'm going to look way more into this HER thing. I have chat. I pay for it. So I should be having the new 4o. I heard that 4o is crazy and 5 is going to be out of this world. And this is what I'm talking about. How long have we had chat, right? I started using it at version 2. That was a year and a half ago. So we are looking at 3 years, maybe 4 of progress. And it's already at this point. Look, everybody, I don't know if we're in trouble or if we're in a very good place or if we are looking into a new bright future. But whatever this is going to be, whatever is happening today, it is not slowing down. It is only ramping up. And I truthfully do believe it's only a matter of time before we're all sitting around going, remember when we used to work? Oh my God, it's so crazy, everybody. It's so absolutely wild and crazy. But I got to get going. So that's the podcast, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for always coming back for more. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe. It's the most important thing you can do for the podcast. You want to tell your story, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. It also is your best way to be a guest on. So send your audio, video, or type it out and send it over to the official email of the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then, of course, don't forget about that link tree. It's in the description below the video. Go click it, find everything TWT, follow, subscribe, and of course, copy that link. Share it with everybody you know, and help me make the podcast bigger, as always. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody out there has an amazing Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you later.